trying to live up to somebody else's standard is never a good thing. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today is part 4 of the Living an Intentional series that I wanted to share with you guys here. If you're new here, hello, my name is Kate. I am a foster mom. We talk about foster care and adoption, all things mom life. We do family vlogs and creating an impact and living an intentional life. So if any of that interests you, I would love to have you subscribe, join the family, join the community here, and let's get right into it. Today I wanted to talk to you about something that I think a lot of moms struggle with, and in talking to different people, since I feel like I'm kind of on the other side of it now, I know a lot of moms struggle with this just from personal conversations that I've had, and that is comparison is the thief of joy. And I think in this, you know, perfectly curated social media world where people put out only what they want you to see about themselves and their lives, it's very easy to fall into this, I'm not good enough, my house isn't clean enough, my kids aren't well enough behaved, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not doing enough, I'm not working hard enough, I'm not, you know, I'm not enough. And it's so easy to fall into that. And I did. And for me, it wasn't so much social media, because I do social media, so I get how much work has to go into the perfectly curated life. But for me, it was actually a real life relationship and a real life experience. I had a lot of friends who weren't Christians, and I still, to this day, I still have a lot of friends who aren't Christians. And I love them dearly. Just because you don't believe what I believe doesn't mean I don't want to be friends with you anymore. Like, I still love, I have amazing relationships with a lot of people that aren't. However, there was this part of me that just really wanted a Christian friend who got my faith and got some of my beliefs on mothering because of my faith. And I prayed for this friend. And when we moved to our new city, when my daughter was a year and a half, my daughters were a year and a half and 3, I became a little bit more isolated from my friends, and then when I quit my job, I became even more isolated from my old friends. So I just kind of found myself in a little bit of a lonely place. And I have, you know, 3 solid friends who, doesn't matter how long I go without talking to them, it doesn't matter that we're not the same faith, like they're my go-to girls, my, you know, friends for life kind of people. But I wanted somebody that I could do the day-to-day mothering with, and somebody who got me and got my faith. And like I said, I just was really praying for that. So I prayed and prayed and prayed, and thankfully I felt like God answered my prayer. So God put this friend into my life, and I was so thankful for her. And I just finally felt like somebody who gets me. She got every aspect of my life. We were different in many ways, but we were so similar in so many ways. We just got along really well. So, spoiler alert, like, the friendship is no longer, and I'm still really hurt and really devastated about it, actually. Because I kind of felt like I was duped, and sometimes people aren't who you think they are. And you know, I'm not here to gossip and spill the tea, as the term goes. Maybe you guys have gone through a relationship that's fallen apart that's really difficult. And it took that for me to see my true value, because I feel like I put people first before myself, and I always have. And maybe that's not humble of me to say, I don't know, but anyways, without getting into it, the friendship deteriorated. It was really difficult for me. It still is difficult for me. But looking back, I can see some red flags that maybe our friendship was never meant to be a long one. But you know, when you feel like you found like your soulmate in a relationship, like I felt like I had found that in this friend. However, there's some things looking back, and going back to the comparison is the thief of joy. You know, I felt like this person was, her kids were always so well dressed. Her house, I could drop by any time, her house was immaculate. She was always completely put together. And I'm like, yes, I love to look pretty and do my hair and my makeup, but I also go out with no makeup on and sweatpants and have no shame in it. But I felt like I couldn't be like my true self with her. I felt like I had to hide that side of myself with her. I felt like I always had to have my nails done and just to be friends with her. And it was hard for us to like become friends, but when we did, we became great friends. But I felt like I was always trying to impress her. And like I said, this is not in social media, this is real life. At the end, I just feel like I was completely shut out of her life. Looking back, like I felt like our relationship was super close, but it was never easy. And like those 3 friends I told you about that I have easy relationships, we can go months without talking, we just pick up, we're friends like true to the core. Like as close as I was with this friend, it was never easy. And I'm not blaming her, I'm not blaming me. I think some people come into your life for a reason, some people come into your life for a season, and some people come into your life forever. And for her, it was just a reason and a season. And you know, I'm forever grateful to certain parts of our friendship. Wish I could say to her like, thank you. But to go back is just, it's too painful. And it's taken me a really long time to get over the fact that there's no longer a friendship, because I feel like I'm pretty easygoing and I get along with everybody. And I don't want to ramble on about this, because I was truly thankful for the friendship, and that's why it was so hard when it kind of fell apart. And there's so many times I just wish I could pick up the phone or send her a text and like everything could be what it used to be, but it's not. And you know, people go through things and people handle things differently, and it sucks. Do I wish that we could be friends? Like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, it's almost like it's just, you have to move on, because if you just keep going back, you just keep getting hurt. And, you know, it just brings negative things into your life. And I just feel like I can't go there anymore. I'm too much in a positive, as I say positive as I start freaking crying. I'm too much in like a positive state of mind to go back. And I don't hold any hard feelings. I was just really hurt at how and why and that the friendship ended. And I'm just going to leave it at that. Going back to comparison is the thief of joy. I think looking back, I was just trying so hard for something that maybe was never truly meant to be, and comparing myself to this person and feeling inadequate as a mom in certain ways, and then having this person tell me that I made her feel inadequate as a mom. Or I just think as moms, we compare ourselves to other moms. And I wrote a blog post about this a while ago. You have to surround yourself with positive people and people that lift you up, and you have to know when it's okay to let people go. And I just did a recent Beth Moore study, and it's talking about how God calls us to help others and build others up, but there's a point where if it's completely draining you and really negatively affecting you and your other relationships, then it's time to let that relationship go. All of this to say, comparing yourself to others will get you nowhere. It might end up making you feel really down about yourself and really hurt. Trying to live up to somebody else's standard is never a good thing. You can only live up to your standard for your life and God's standard for your life. And even then you're going to fall short. So don't even worry about all the other people around you, because nobody is perfect. Everybody's fighting struggles that you can't see and has their own internal battles. And if you try and put your life and, you know, live up to certain expectations of other people, like you're never going to find happiness. You just have to look inside, meditate, pray, let go of negative, focus on positive, take care of yourself, take care of others. I'm not saying to be selfish. This is not what I'm trying to say. But you need to stop comparing yourself to others, especially moms. And as women, we do it all the time. And I know in the social media world and from relationships I've talked to, and you know, I've had to stop following this people because I just feel fat when I follow this person, and I had to stop following this person because I just feel like a terrible mom. And you know, do it. You don't have to follow everybody. Follow people that inspire you, that lift you up, that created a positive impact on your life. Social media is not going anywhere. It's a part of our culture now. So I think, you know, trying to get away from it it's just not going to happen unless you live in the woods in the middle of nowhere. But just don't compare yourself to others. Know that everybody's living their own life, fighting their own battles, trying to be better, maybe not trying to be better, and just do you, girl, do you. And don't compare yourselves, and live with intention, live a proactive life, live every day on purpose. If you've been struggling with that, I just want to empower you to let it go. Let it go, let it go. I'm a terrible singer. Felt like an Elsa breakout had to happen there. But I think that has been one of the most powerful things that I've been able to accomplish. And that's only been recently, and it's still something that I'm trying. And you know, it's easy to compare yourself to others. It's so easy to fall into that trap, especially in our culture. But just live up to your standard, and if you're spiritual, if you believe in God, live up to God's standard for your life. Because that's all that matters. Everybody's broken. Nobody's perfect. So trying to live up to somebody else's standard is never going to make you happy. You know, in the Bible it says that we're all like parts of the body, and you know, one part of the body, your foot can't function properly if you don't have toes, and you know, your mouth can't function properly if you don't have a stomach. So we're all living in this beautiful world together, and yes, create beautiful relationships and positively impact others, but know when it's time to let go of negative relationships and never try and live up to somebody else's standard. So anyways, guys, spread the love, spread the awareness that when you live with intention and you live a more proactive life, you're gonna live a more beautiful life, a life that you love, a life that you're happy with. You only get one life, guys, one life. My sister-in-law said it to me at Christmas this year, and I feel like last year all these little bits were working up to this, but at Christmas this year is when she said one life. The magnitude of that sentence alone should make you want to live it differently. And I was like, you know what? You are right, girlfriend. You are right. We only get one. Live it to your fullest potential. Live life to the best of its ability, and you're gonna live a beautiful and happy life. So thank you so much for being here. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.